speak up. This video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but I think you guys need to hang on to the end because there's some really important information coming your way. I've been asked by multiple people, when did I think that we might need to be concerned about troops in our streets, and I've got a date for you. I've been waiting because it seems so crazy. I've been waiting to see if certain things happened before I said this, and certain things are happening that make me more convinced than ever that we need to be on our guard on or about April 20th and in the days and weeks right thereafter. Hang with me because I'm going to tell you why, and it'll make sense, and it won't sound like I'm just a crazy woman spewing things out. So on January the 20th, President Trump signed his executive order on immigration. And in that executive order, he said in 90 days from the date, which will be April 20th, that the Director of Homeland Security and the Secretary of Defense have to give a joint report to President Trump about how his immigration policy is going, how they're being able to enact his policy. And it says in there that they are specifically to consider whether additional things need to be done, including, and it mentions the Insurrection Act. Now, the Insurrection Act allows the president to send troops, our Army, our National Guards, to send them into the streets. This has happened before. This is not the first administration that has used the Insurrection Act, but this is the first administration who has ever used it in this manner, and one that has also shown such a blatant disregard for the Constitution. So on April 20th, the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security are going to go to President Trump, and they're going to talk about whether or not they think they need to institute the Insurrection Act to implement his policies. The Insurrection Act is going to, I'm positive, is going to label anyone who is doing like the people in Boston and trying to fight for taking immigrants, people like me and many of you who are speaking out. Anyone that is going to be in any way opposition to this administration will be labeled an insurrectionist, and we will be dealt with as such. Arrests, I believe, will be imminent. People are also asking when to leave the country. I think if he follows the law, which is, I know, ridiculous, right? Before he institutes the Insurrection Act, he has to make some announcements that he's going to. If we hear that, we need to be aware that the borders are probably going to close pretty imminently. And so people need to, it's not time to run right now. Things could still intervene, and I keep hoping that things will. But things are happening faster even than Project 2025 architects could have imagined. And that's why I feel like I need to give you guys this information now. While I could be still proven wrong, I would rather be proven wrong than to not have given you this information when you will have needed to make plans. I'm sorry. I wish I had something good to say for you today, but go out there and love your neighbor.